If you're anything like me, for the past 3 months, this sound has been giving you a Pavlovian response to drop literally anything, check your phone, and open a pack. Come on, I need a new Moltres EX. Come on, Moltres EX. And no, nothing. Okay, whatever. Well, still though, this game has been moving through Pokemon spaces and hijacking dopamine receptors like crack in the 80s, and you can really see why. It's sleek, it has great UX, the gameplay is snappy, and probably, most importantly, it gives you that gambling rush in a constant, slow release that feels fair enough for free-to-play players and probably like crack to players willing to splash a little. Now, beyond just being an overall solid mobile game, if you're interested in game design, probability, or game psychology in general, this game is absolutely fascinating. So first of all, let's take a look at the game's different currencies and consumables. That should be a quick and easy and succinct and... There's so many, what the fuck? Actually, let's not do that right now. Let's talk about something a little more straightforward. Card packs. If we take a look at a pack's offering rates, the first thing you'll notice is that there's a lot of information about card drop rate chances and variance between card slots, and the second thing you'll notice is that this information feels useful, but in reality there's so many numbers here that they're barely processable in a meaningful way, beyond giving you a vague idea of what the rarity tiers actually look like. This is of course intentional, since gacha game developers don't really want players to have ready access to useful information about drops, win rates, or in-game currencies, which I'm still not going to be talking about yet. Get back in your cage. By design, as players, we don't actually get much informational value from the distinction between things like the 4th and 5th card slot, or the individual odds of the multi-star rarities, but what we really want to know is things like, what are the odds of pulling at least one decent card? I'm defining decent here as anything above 2 diamonds. For the uninitiated, cards in this game can be one of 8 different rarities: 1, 2, 3 or 4 diamonds, 1, 2 or 3 stars, or crown rarity. In a normal pack, you're guaranteed 3 cards of 1 diamond rarity, and then in the 4th and 5th slots, you have a chance to pull from any of the other 7 rarities. The vast majority of the time though, you're going to be getting a pack of 1 and 2 diamond bulk cards that you mostly already have. I did mention a normal pack just there because there is one other kind of pack you can open, a rare pack. These packs are guaranteed to only contain star or crown cards, and no, the creases or reverse packs in the selection wheel do not give you a higher chance of rare packs or cards. If you swear that they do, you've fallen victim to confirmation bias or gotcha game schizophrenia, and I can't help you. The selection wheel doesn't even do anything, by the way. The contents of your pack are decided as soon as you click open a pack. I'll leave a video in the description explaining exactly how we know this. Hey, real quick, just wanted to let you know that only 10% of my viewers right now are actually subscribed, so if you're enjoying the video so far, please consider subscribing. And if you're already subscribed, would you mind triple checking that you definitely are? Appreciate it. I'm trying to hit 100k this year so I can do something silly with the silver play button they send me, so any help is appreciated. Anyway, back to the video. So, as I was saying, if we wanted to use this kind of obtuse drop rate info to find out exactly what my odds are to open at least one 3 diamond or rare card in a pack, here's how we do it. For the 4th slot, if you add up each of these values, you end up with a 10% chance of pulling a decent rarity card, and 40% for the 5th slot. Now we have 2 independent events, and we need to find the chance of at least one of them happening. The odds of not getting a decent card is 90% for the 4th slot and 60% for the 5th. If we multiply 0.9 by 0.6, we get 0.54, making the odds of not getting a decent card from slot 4 or slot 5 54%. Now if we subtract that number from 100, we get the odds of at least one decent card from a slot at 46%. I don't know about you, but it feels like opening a useless pack happens a lot more than 54% of the time, but I guess that's just human brains being bad at estimating probabilities. Another place where I personally get this exact feeling about success odds being weird is wonder picking. And I find the game design psychology behind wonder picks super interesting, so let's talk about it. These let you see your friends and other random players recently opened packs, and you get to play a game of 5-card Monty to randomly add 1 card from the pack to your collection. To play, you need to exchange an amount of Wonder Pick token consumables, which you get 1 of every 12 hours, and you can accelerate this process by spending a Wonder Pick Hourglass consumable to skip 1 of those hours. Each Wonder Pick has an expiration timer that makes them inaccessible after a few hours, unless you have a Rewind Watch consumable, which lets you bypass the expiration for a few more hours. And okay, seriously, what the hell is the deal with all these consumables? I really wanted to talk about human psychology in relation to random chance events in games using Wonder Picks as a case study, but I have to digress for a second to talk about this. Just in case you weren't aware, in the app you can have Pack Hourglasses, Wonder Pick Hourglasses, Wonder Pick Tokens, Pokegold, Rewind Watches, Stardust, Pack Points, Emblem Tickets, Event Battle Tickets, Shop Tickets, Event Shop Tickets, Premium Shop Tickets, and Special Shop Tickets, and I literally did not make a single one of those up. By the time this video comes out, there's probably going to be 2 more new consumables related to the trading mechanic too, fucking hell. If you're a gacha game fan, this likely won't be a massively unfamiliar sight, as this kind of practice has become somewhat commonplace, for the same reason as it was with the pack drop rates earlier. The game devs actively benefit from obscuring the true value of things. In this case, by having intentionally contrived conversion rates between currencies and consumables, it becomes very difficult for the player to understand the true value of what they're spending money on. Luckily for you, I've nothing better to do this Friday night, so I'm going to break it down. The in-game currency you can spend your hard-earned, real-world money on is Pokegold. Ignoring any deals, you can purchase 5 Pokegold for €1, or presumably $1 in the States. I'm Irish though, and I actually don't recognise the US as a sovereign state, so we're just going to be using euros for this. For 1 Pokegold, you can reduce either a Wonder Pick token timer or a pack timer by 2 hours. This makes a Pokegold equivalent in value to 2 hourglasses. Since 1 Pokegold is worth 20 cents, each hourglass is therefore functionally worth 10 cents. We can go a step further and see that we can purchase either type of hourglass using 2 shop tokens, making each shop token worth 5 cents each. We can purchase special shop tickets for 300 shop tokens, making each one worth €15. You can spend special shop tokens on these cool special set cosmetics, making the playmat worth €390. Of course, this information, while funny, isn't actually useful to anyone, so if you want to know exactly what's worth spending your money on in-game, Reddit user Eldrium Andrus did a great breakdown showing exactly how much packs are worth depending on if you go for the premium pass, or purchase Pokegold, or purchase the various bundles the game has to offer you. I'll leave a link in the description, but in short, buy the premium pass if you're spending money at all in this game. It gives you an additional pack every day for €10, which comes out to about 33 cents per pack, and gives you access to the premium shop ticket. How much are the premium shop tickets worth in real world money? I have absolutely no fucking idea. Alright, let's get back to what I actually wanted to talk about. I think Wonder Picks are really interesting from a game psychology perspective, because to me, it seems like a really elegant solution to the age-old problem game developers always have. That, like I said before, human brains categorically suck at estimating probabilities and understanding random chance. There's a story that's well known in some tech circles about the early days of the iPod and iTunes. During a 2005 keynote, of which there seems to be absolutely no surviving footage for, Steve Jobs talks about how users would frequently complain about the iTunes shuffler not being truly random, and would seemingly group together artists in the song queue. Users blamed this on what they perceived to be some kind of algorithmic shuffler. Apple then in response introduced a smart shuffle, which would evenly distribute artists throughout the song queue. This, obviously, isn't actually truly random, but users seem to much prefer it to the original. Jobs is quoted saying, "We're making the shuffle less random to make it feel more random." And I think this is a really great case study for talking about how bad we are as a species at understanding randomness and chance. If you still don't believe me and you think that you're actually built different and smarter and more objective than everyone else, what's your first instinctual reaction to this Pokemon move? Sure, Focus Blast says it hits 70% of the time, and it probably actually does, but it doesn't feel like it does. Be it Pokemon or XCOM or even the Wheel of Fortune card in Balatro, players will always complain about their perceived success rate being vastly different from the actual success chance. So, modern day game devs often try to design around this. Lots of indie games, for example, will use visible dice to determine random events in a way a human brain can intuit better than just percentage chance. In the case of Wonder Picks, making it effectively a game of 5-card Monty reads like an interesting new answer to that old game dev problem. Then again, while maybe an attempt at fixing the problem, I'm not sure how effective it actually is. I see a lot of people arguing online that it's still rigged, and even I feel a little cheated sometimes that I'm on an unlucky streak, even though I literally just finished the entire Apex Legends set the other day with a few lucky Wonder Picks in a row. Effective solution or not, I still think it's a really interesting game design choice. but again, I did literally just finish collecting every diamond card in the game, mostly through Wonder Picks, so maybe I'm biased. Speaking of, I did start to notice one thing as I started to complete my collection, and it's the last thing I want to talk about in this video. It was something that was fresh in my mind because of a tweet by game developer Tyler Glale that I had seen a few days prior. The tweet pointed out that if you have multiple tiers of rarity in a game, and there's one tier that has 90 items and a 90% drop rate, and another tier that has 10 items and a 10% drop rate, then actually, all of those items functionally have the same rarity. Tyler called the phenomena the paradox of rarity, and it's actually quite prevalent in TCG Pocket. I realised I had nearly every 4 diamond EX card collected, but was missing several 3 diamond cards, and this makes sense if you look past the drop rates for each rarity and look at specific card drop rates. Because there's far more 3 diamond than 4 diamond cards, you can actually see how the difference for getting any one particular 3 diamond or any particular 4 diamond is only 0.024%, which is barely statistically significant. This does mean that if you're looking to finish your collection and you have saved up enough pack points to buy a 4 diamond card, you're much better off using those points to buy 3 diamond cards and have 50 points left over, and just open packs and Wonder Pick for that missing EX card. So, I think that just about covers everything I wanted to talk about. Overall, I think this game is great, despite all the admittedly weird, morally grey, but par for the course gacha game mechanics. And I really enjoyed just making a video talking about everything I find interesting about it. This was definitely something a little bit different, so thank you so much for watching till the end. If you've been playing TCG Pocket yourself, let me know what decks you've been running. My favourite card has got to be Dragonite, so I have a bunch of different lists with it, ranging from meta to deeply silly. My favourite has got to be this Dragonite Pidgeot list. Even if it's kind of weak, I think having a free Sabrina every turn is so fun. And you can steal games like this one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, a huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon, especially at least 8,700,000 Ants, Chaos Lord Drago, Sean Colgan and Zed the Man. As well as a real world scientist, Eamon Crawford, Frostfucks, Peter Cloud Lomax, Squarka, Sparkfire, The Dirtman, and Where is Spacebar, as well as everyone else you see here. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.